Okay, now we're entering chapter 15 of aircraft position and warning systems. There's only going to be 35 questions in this section. There'll be 3 parts to this section. So let's get started. Position 1. Position and warnings question number 1. Sense the deceleration rate of every main landing gear wheel and release then a reapply pressure at a slightly lower value when a skid is detected. Sense the deceleration rate of every main landing gear wheel and release and then reapply pressure at a slightly lower value when a skid is detected. So that is the anti-skid system is designed to sense the deceleration of every main landing gear wheel and release and then apply pressure at a slightly lower value when the skid is detected. This is kind of your aircraft ABS. All right, it's real simple. All right, number 2, relieves the hydraulic pressure on the brake. Relieves the hydraulic pressure on the brake. So in a brake anti-skid system, when approaching a skid is sensed, an electrical signal is sent to the skid control valve, which relieves hydraulic pressure on the brakes. The anti-skid control valve relieves hydraulic pressure on the brake. Number 3. An electro-hydraulic system. Electro-hydraulic system. An anti-skid system is an electro-hydraulic system. Anti-skid system is electro-hydraulic system. Number 4, a switch in the cockpit. So the anti-skid braking systems are generally armed by a switch in the cockpit. By a switch in the cockpit. Anti-braking systems are armed by a switch in the cockpit. Number 5, elevators, speed brakes, flaps, and stabilizer trim. Elevators, speed brakes, flaps, and stabilizer trim. So a typical takeoff warning indication system, in addition to throttle settings, monitors the positions of the elevators, the speed brakes, the flaps, and the stabilizer trim. So it monitors all your flight controls. Elevator, speed brakes, flaps, stabilizer trim. All right. Number 6, a thrust lever. A thrust lever. So the primary purpose of a takeoff warning system is to alert the crew that a monitored flight control is not properly set prior to takeoff. The system is activated by the thrust lever. The thrust lever. So when you're taking off and something doesn't add up right, it'll tell you no takeoff. No takeoff. So the thrust lever. Number 7. Only the first one is true. So an airspeed indicator measures the differential between PDOT and static air pressures surrounding the aircraft at any moment of flight. The airspeed indicator measures the differential between the PDOT and static air pressures surrounding the aircraft at any moment of flight. Only the first one is true. All right. Number 7. Is not parallel to the true angle of attack of the aircraft. Is not parallel to the true angle of attack of the aircraft. So the angle of attack detector operates the differential pressures from the airstream, and it is not parallel to the true angle of attack of the aircraft. The angle of attack detector operates the differential pressures when the airstream is not parallel to the true angle of attack of the aircraft. Number 8. Both 1 and 2 are true. So when an airplane is slowed below approximately 20 miles per hour, the anti-skid system automatically deactivates to give the pilot full control of the brakes for maneuvering and parking. The anti-skid system consists basically of 3 components: wheel speed sensors, control boxes, and control valves. All of these are true. All of these are true. All right. Number 9, An electrical sensor. An electrical sensor. An electrical sensor. In an anti-skid system, the wheel skid is detected by an electrical sensor. Electrical sensor. Number 10. 1, 3, 4, and 5. So which of the following functions does a skid control system perform? Well, normal skid control, fail-safe protection, locked wheel skid control, and touchdown protection. So which of the following functions does a skid control system perform? Normal skid control, fail-safe protection, locked wheel skid control, and touchdown protection. 1, 3, 4, and 5. Number 11. Squat switch is open. Squat switch is open. So in the air with the anti-skid armed, current cannot flow to the anti-skid control box because the landing gear squat switch is open. So you're not going to get a reading in the anti-skid control box because the squat switch is open. The squat switch is open. Number 12. When wheel rotation deceleration indicates an impeding skid. When the wheel rotation deceleration indicates an impeding skid. Skid. At what point in the landing operation does normal skid control perform its function? When the wheel rotation deceleration indicates an impeding skid. When the wheel rotation deceleration indicates an impeding skid. All right, take your first quiz, and I'll see you soon.